remember when he burst onto the scene, we were like, this guy is one of the coldest finishers out there. One of the coldest finishers out there. Energy you put into the universe is the energy you will receive. And I believe what Zizou is trying to build is chemistry. He's back. The zoo is back. Does this guy just have a special touch? That's just what I know. Is it that this guy is just blessed with having a special touch? He brings in Navas. Navas makes an outstanding save. He brings in Isco. This guy's one of his better games. Isco gets on the score sheet. He brings in Gareth Bale, aka Beast Mode. Beast Mode gets on the score sheet. He brings in Marcelo. That's probably one of the best games Marcelo has played all season. Is it that this guy has a magic touch? So obviously, before I really get into the game really fully, again, even seeing him on the touchline, I was shocked. I was shocked that, wait a minute, this is real. He really did come back. And I still have my reservations. I still believe this is a bad decision. I still believe that you should always leave on a high. But again, because I'm such a huge fan of Zizou, because he's one of the greatest players I've ever had the privilege of being alive to see, I'm always going to root for his success. So if that means me being wrong, so be it. Because for a horseman, a guy who was a major part of my childhood growing up, bro, I wish you all the success in the world. So just putting that to one side. You see, the many aspects is, so I think just to really tackle this, I'm just going to just tackle player by player and then build through that. Navas is underrated. You see, the thing with Courtois is this. Karma. Like, that's just what it's about. It's about karma. And I put this out on my Instagram. The energy you put into the universe is the energy you will receive. The way in which he exited Chelsea, that was bad energy. And I believe that what is happening to him right now, or what may happen to him right now, or what has happened and what is happening to him now, is that bad energy coming back on himself that he put in. No La Liga title, embarrassed in the Champions League, embarrassed in Clasico, and now it looks like if he's now lost his place because Navas, first of all, Real Madrid did not lead a Courtois. They needed somebody to deputize for Navas because Navas was fine. So again, it's similar to the whole Buffon thing with PSG where we're on Real Madrid, we just need a big name goalkeeper. No, you don't. Navas has been pretty damn good because he may make a mistake one game, he'll give you an outstanding save another game. Like that save he made, I don't think Courtois hasn't made a save that's good this season for Real Madrid. That's just an outstanding fingertip save because that was a goal. So, and I just think for Navas, remember, I remember reading this during the Champions League run, he is very liked in the dressing room. People like him. There is a rapport. And I believe what Zizou is trying to build is chemistry. I know who my boys are. I know what they're about. I believe in them. Talk about my chemistry. See, the whole Modric and Toni Kroos thing, they were all right. I'm having my huge reservations about Toni Kroos. Modric, again, thing with Modric again, you look at that one where a chance they had where he played an outstanding ball through. So I believe it was Marco Asensio's superb ball deep from midfield. That's what your boy Dric can do. And I think he always has that in his lockets. But what you're seeing is, I do feel that there is a need of a new central midfielder, a younger, fitter, fresher central midfielder in there because I think you're seeing age creep in because there were just a few times where Real Betis were able to have the much quicker handle physically on both Kroos and Modric. And I just think over a 38-game, 40, 50-game season, if you include the Champions League as well, I do think there's going to be more wear and tear. So if they're coming into next season, that's another year onto their legs. So I think Zizou has to look at that and say, do you really believe this Toni Kroos Modric midfield that has been around for 3-4 years can still play at the highest level next season? In my point of view, no. I think Modric, and I think they've got to be eased away because it will change Real Madrid dynamically if they just bring in two totally new, fresh, different kind of midfielders. If Real Madrid have a Kante and a Verratti midfield, my Lord in heaven, that is a totally different midfield. I still say Verratti is still the most talented midfielder in the world. Kante is the best all-round player in the world. So a Kante Verratti midfield for me is an upgrade on Modric and Toni Kroos. I'll leave Benzema till the last. Beast mode Bale. Again, for Bale, he didn't have the greatest game, but I get why he was included, because he was a major part of Zidane's plan. A major part of his plan, although they may have left on a sour note by him being benched for the 2018 Champions League final. But I just think with Beast mode, there's always that goal in him. And I think what has really been the issue for Real Madrid under Lopetegui, specifically under Solari, is we need a goal. We just need to put the ball in the net. It doesn't need to be pretty. We don't need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 passes. We just need to win at this game because we need these 3 points. We need to just win this game. And the thing about Bale is, I still think that this guy, I'm looking at him, body language, his eyes, his mood, his expressions, he's lost some confidence in him. The confidence has left in him, and you're not seeing him, especially in that first half, doing more on the ball, where you're giving the ball, he makes space, gets the shots, runs with the ball, and you're not really seeing that effectiveness with him, that speed, that individual ability to really try and create things happening. Because again, like for Bale, that is what he's good at. He's not a technical finesse dribbler like an Isco or an Asensio, but what he is he can get his shot off. He can create an opportunity. He can get a shot on target from very difficult positions and from different lengths from goal, which is a very important asset, because again, when you're going up against top defenses, just take a damn shot. just take a flipping damn shot. You can't just pass through the whole defense. But again, the goal that they had, that's a very well taken goal. Very well taken goal. Marcelo cutting in through, give it into him, right foot, boom, off the pass. And I think that's just breeds confidence into, because again, he's had a very, very difficult time under Solari. He's been ousted. And this is a great segue. A guy who has probably had the worst time under Solari has been Isco. Sorry, completely, totally frozen at 100%. I believe they had a bust up. It wasn't just purely tactical. They had a bust up, and I think Isco just did not play at all. So I think Isco needed this, because again, assuming that Solari was going to remain the manager till the summer, it seemed that all right, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, maybe Juventus, are you looking for an attacking midfielder, playmaker, number 10? Isco is the dude, because this guy's going to last under Solari's tutelage. But he's been brought back into the frame, and he's needed. He's needed because he sees things that other guys don't see. And in this, like when you look at Real Madrid against Barcelona, against Ajax, and a lot of the games under Solari, they were missing that third dimension. And in modern football for the past 5 years, most teams have a number 10. Bayern Munich have their Pjanic. Barcelona have their Lionel Messi. Man City have their David Silva, aka Kevin De Bruyne. Most of these big teams, you have to have your number 10. You have to have the guy that breaks from midfield and is just in behind the strikers, and his job is creates, set balls off, coordinate 1-2s, thread balls through, bring in wingers, bring in wide men, set plays open, and just try and get those more critical diagonal passes. And again, a goal always helps you think. So I just think it was very fitting, almost too fitting, too perfect a story of like Isco back in the team, back in the starting lineup after flipping how many 6 months, and getting the opening goal for Real Madrid. It was just almost like the perfect story for him. And like, let's see what he can do. Because if Zidane can get the best out of Isco, 100% he will be in his plans for next season. Because remember, this is all building for which players can I keep for next season, which players have to go. I think Isco is one of those players of where I think there is a good chance that he can stay if he can get the best of Isco. Because again, the best of Isco is arguably one of the best players in his position. Because this guy is an extremely talented player. Ability-wise, psychologically, mentally, he's an extremely amazing player. But talent doesn't mean anything if he can't execute it and he can't perform on the day. Balotelli, perhaps still today the most talented striker in the world, means nothing when you can't perform at the highest level consistently. Asensio, again, another dude back into the game as well. And the key thing, and this is the issue that Real Madrid had in this game, and even under Solari, how did they get this goal? Asensio was like, we'd have to run at these guys, and this is what a lot of teams have to sort of do. And this is kind of the benefit that Barcelona have of having someone like a Messi, and the benefit that Man City have of having someone like a Sterling and a Sane. Because when you're coming up against a team that is tough, hard to break down, you can't just be passing all around. Sometimes it takes an individual to run with the ball and just trying to beat guys. Because trust me, once you beat players, you take players out, that's where the space creates. So for Asensio, he kept running, beating players, running at the heart of defense, and then that just created a safe situations. Guys can now spread out, get into good positions. It made Betis now panic, and then boom, ball came through, and that was it. So Asensio is another guy who he can have no complaints. He didn't play well under Solari, but maybe under Zidane and everything, Zidane can now, because again, Asensio, he's another guy where if you can get the best out of Asensio, remember when he burst onto the scene, we were like, this guy is one of the coldest finishers out there. But then he just went cold. he just went cold, and we forgot about, whoa, this guy for Spain and for Real Madrid was like, give him a shot on target, that thing is going in. And this guy's shot accuracy is flipping off the flipping charts. So that's him over there. I'm so happy to see Marcelo back. I will always believe in Marcelo. And this goes back to the whole talent thing. Marcelo, if we're just going based off pure talent, Marcelo is top two. If we're going based off pure talent, he's his top two. I don't care about the Us. I don't care about Neymar. That is my boy. Marcelo is more talented. I say, for me, top two based on talent, Marcelo, Messi. Marcelo, top two. I'm not even like arguing anything. Top two, Marcelo and Messi. Those guys are top two. So I'm also happy to have him back. And again, if you can just extract what that's the Marcelo energy and essence, he is a fantastic player. He's a fantastic player that greatly elevates your attack. Because you just saw of how he was able to move the ball. Because again, Reguilon is just better on both ends. Defensively and offensively, he's good. But Reguilon just does not have the brains, the ability, the movements, the skill, and just the different ingredients, the different sources that your boy Marcelo has. Marcelo is just too flipping good on the ball. Karim Benzema. There was a very telling image that worried me. When Benzema came off and he got subbed off, you saw him hug Zidane, and you saw Zidane just say something into his ear, and then you saw Zidane laugh. He's like a father to him. Zidane loves Benzema, and Zidane is fiercely loyal to Benzema. Both French Algerian, and I think they have formed a very strong bond. So Benzema's not going anywhere. The thing with Benzema is this. Especially for Real Madrid as well. See, this Real Madrid team was built to accommodate Cristiano. The team was built towards having a cold finisher. You see, a team like Man City are not built around solely for Aguero, because they're about our wingers can score, our midfielder can score. Liverpool as well are like, everybody can get it. But the way Real Madrid played was about, we're all good defense, midfield. Once we get into that final third, we are looking for that ball that can give it to Cristiano. So we're either giving to that ball for Cristiano to finish, or we're giving that ball for Cristiano's speed to get in behind the defense and for him to put the ball across to create an assist that leads to a goal. Without that, the characteristics of a Cristiano, the team will find it very hard to function, because now the teams are so, okay, so are we now functioning for Benzema? That doesn't work, because Benzema only functioned based off what Cristiano did. So in my view, I know that I would do this. Unless you're going to partner Benzema with someone, that means someone has to sacrifice from the midfield. I don't know whether that will mess with the structure. Or you have to go for an Icardi. You have to go for a Hurricane. You've got to go for a natural, cold-blooded finisher so that Asensio, Beast Mode, Marcelo, Carvajal know that when they can get that ball to a guy who knows how to make those runs, who has the speed, who has the anticipation to read the passes into the box and get the goal. For me, Benzema is skilled. He is technically good. He does have a very good footballing brain, but he does not have the same level of a striker's instinct as an Icardi, as a Kane, as an Aubameyang, and these people. And I believe that in the summer, that's what Real Madrid need, a top-tier striker. They need a top-tier striker to help towards this team. But look, at the end of the day, it was a win. Good way to start for Zidane. I think the main aim for this season is just maintain top four, just solidify that, and look at which players to keep. Again, as I've said, you can comment below. I'm sure Madrid fans or regular fans comment below. I think it may be the end of the road for Toni Kroos, end of the road for Modric. I think they need to be replaced by Verratti and Kante. End of the road for Benzema. I think you've got to bring in an Icardi or a Kane. I think there is a hope for an Isco. There is a hope for an Asensio. Bale, I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet about Bale. The defense, I don't know. Varane and Sergio Ramos, they look good, but I don't know. Maybe they get exposed on another day. Maybe you need a foul. Maybe you need a Van Dijk-esque or a Koulibaly in that defense. I don't know. Navas needs to stay 100%, and everyone was ready to write Marcelo off. Maybe there is hope yet for Marcelo, but you look at Ceballos, Valverde, and so forth. I think it's Roque Thola. There's some good young players there. So I just think that there is a nice squad there because the young guys can also do them stuff. So you're adding some top tier guys with a few of the old guard who can still do it. But I just think some harsh decisions have to be made for some of those legends of this club. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot Patreon page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com or just click over here.